Thank you for listening to Shulchanaruchharav.com.
Cases in which it is permitted for one to destroy or uproot a fruit tree. In part 1 of this halacha, we discussed the general prohibition, biblical prohibition, and possible danger involved in destroying a fruit tree unjustifiably. And how even when one has justifiable reason, one is to have a Gentile cut it down rather than a Jew, as some poskim hold that there's danger involved even when it's cut down for justifiable reasons. And in today's halacha we will discuss, so what exactly are those justifiable cases in which we allow it to be cut down through a guy, and there's no isser of Baal Tashchis involved in doing so. So the general rule is, as is always the case, to avoid the isser of Baal Tashchis, that if it has a benefit for humanity, if it has a benefit for the owner, then there's no isser of Baal Tashchis in destroying something. And the Alter Rebbe in the Shulchanaruchharav and Shmiras Haguf VaNefesh Baal Tashchis halacha 16 through 17, based on the Gemara in Bava Kaba 91b, the Rishonim there and other Gedolei HaAchreinim rules as follows. Then the following 4 examples of cases it is deemed of human benefit to destroy the tree, and thereby there is no isser about tashchis to do so, and you may have a guy do it for you, as we stated above. The first case example is if a fruit-bearing tree is weakening your land and damaging other trees that are better than it. Then you're allowed to destroy it for the sake of saving the crops or land or other trees which are of greater value. Another case example is if one needs the space that the tree is found on in order for building. I want to extend my house, and the tree is in the way. Then, too, it's a justifiable reason to have a guy cut it down. Or if it's causing too much shade over my window, it's darkening my light inside my room. That is a third case example in which it is permitted to cut it down. A fourth case example, writes the Alter Rebbe, is if you can reap more money from selling the wood of this tree than from it growing. A prime example of this is to cut down palm trees for the sake of cultivating the hearts and selling heart of palm. It's permitted to do so through a Gentile, as there's more benefit in cutting it down and selling the heart than there is in letting it grow. And the same applies to all cases in which there's benefit which is greater than the loss involved in destroying the tree, that is permitted to do so through a Gentile. Nonetheless, the poskim point out that this only applies if one is unable to achieve whatever he desires through simply pruning the branches and chopping off some of the branches of the tree, and one needs to uproot the whole tree in order to accomplish his benefit. If, however, one can simply prune the tree, such as branches are blocking the light in a window, then there's no justification to destroy the entire tree, and one should rather just prune the branches alone. Likewise, some poskim rule that if one is able to uproot the entire tree and plant it elsewhere, then he's required to do so rather than destroy it. So rules the Chassam Sofer in Tshuva 102, brought in Pischei Tshuva in chapter 116:6. Now, regarding if one may even initially, without a justifiable reason, uproot an entire tree with intent to plant elsewhere, so practically this matter is a machlekes amongst the poskim, and one may be lenient to do so through a guy, even if there's no justifiable reason, as stated above, but you'd rather have the tree somewhere else. Since the tree is not being destroyed, one may rely to have a guy do so for you. Now, a final but most important clarification on the entire subject of these halachas. The entire prohibition or regulation, which requires justifiable reasons, against cutting down a tree is only if it's a fruit-bearing tree. If, however, the tree does not bear any fruit, then one may cut it down even for no purpose at all, and it's not considered Baal Tashchis, as it does not serve human benefit on a conscious revealed level. And hence the Alter Rebbe, the Rambam, and the other Rishonim and poskim rule that an old fruit tree which has already reached its age and can no longer bear a nice amount of fruit, and it's too much trouble to take care of it and harvest its fruit, it's permitted to cut it down even for no need at all. And each tree is to be judged by its usefulness towards the owner. Nonetheless, the poskim point out that this prohibition applies to a fruit-bearing tree even if it's too young to bear fruit and has not yet begun growing fruit. It still contains the prohibition, as one day it will become a fruit-bearing tree, and therefore it's Baal Tashchis to destroy it. Likewise, the poskim write that even if the fruit tree is not generally eaten, meaning these fruits are not generally eaten by the populace, nonetheless, since it's potentially able to be eaten, it therefore contains the Baal Tashchis prohibition, can only be destroyed with the justifications that we mentioned. To summarize this entire halacha, It is biblically forbidden to destroy or damage a fruit-bearing tree without justifiable reason, and one who does so, there is a danger involved. Even when there are justifiable reasons, one is to have it done only through a Gentile and not a Jew, and the justifiable reasons are any reason that is of greater benefit for you than to have the tree remain. Such as if it's causing damage to other trees, you need to build in your property, and the tree's in the way, it's blocking the sun, the wood is worth more in sale, and the like. And if the tree does not bear any fruit, either because it's already too old or it's not a fruit-bearing tree, then there are no restrictions applicable at all, and it may be destroyed for any purpose.
Thank you for listening to Shulchanaruchharav.com. Our free services of making Torah knowledge available to the public depends on donors like you. Please help us continue our work through making even a small contribution at Shulchanaruchharav.com under the Daily Halacha Dedication section or in the subscription page. Also, check out our online courses and many sefarim available for purchase that will both enhance your Torah knowledge and help support our work.